Hello and welcome to the Cat Cave Machine Shop. In this video, number 3 of a series, we are going to be working on our lathe steadyrest manufacturing. So let's bring you ahead and show you what we're working on our workbench. So we're here on the steadyrest work for our lathe, working on the fingers. So now what we have to do is take this finger, take our height gauge, measure the distance between the height and the pin, divide that in half, make a mark, and then we'll drill. The hole would be halfway between the pin and the side of the finger. So once we have this marked, then we would rotate 90 degrees, measure the height of the pin, divide in half, scribe the height, the center of the hole, which is ½ inch. Then we will put that in the milling machine to drill our holes. To center this washer, spacer, directly in the center, we're going to put this adapter, put a ½ inch pin that's been turned down to ¼ inch in the hole, put our washer, then we're going to bolt this in place so we can drill, hold this in the vise and drill this hole, then rotate the vise and drill this hole. So now let's go to the milling machine and start putting that in place. So here we're drilling a number 36 drill bit to make our pilot for our 6/32 tap to thread the holes. And here we have our 6/32 tap and our ratchet tab handle threading our hole. And here we're going to use our regular tab handle to finish threading the hole. It works better than our ratchet tab handle. Here we've rotated the part 180 degrees in the vise to drill our second hole. And here we started doing the work on finger number 2. And here we are drilling our countersink to take the head of the bolt. So now we have to make a hole. We've got a slot in this pin. We're going to drill a hole so we can put this washer in the slot, drill and tap, put a screw, and this will keep our brass insert, once we've drilled, from falling out. So we're going to take this, find the height of the pin, divide the height by half, score a mark, which will be halfway in the hole, drill and tap, and for all 3 fingers. So let's go over to the mini machine. So here we're showing the brass insert with the finished end. This is the rear of the finger with the adjustment bracket. And here we have another view of the front of the finger. So welcome back. So now we finish these fingers. The brass insert will be modified once it's all installed if we have to turn this down a bit. So now what we have to do is work on our adjustment shaft. So this half-inch shaft, we're going to turn a 1/4-inch groove that's going to fit in this slot. This will be a 1/2 inch long inside the finger with a 1/4 inch slot, and we're going to leave 1 inch sticking out so we can install our brass knob. We'll drill a quarter inch hole, thread, and put a piece of threaded rod with Loctite to hold this in place long enough to reach close to the end. So let's bring this in the lathe and work on that project. We'll use our center drill to drill a small potted hole to keep our drill bit aligned. We're not quite sure what the steel is, but we know it's rather hard and it's a bit of a problem to work with. And here we are drilling with our number 7 drill bit, which is the potted hole for a 1/4 inch by 20 thread. And here we're using our tailstock to guide our tab holder straight. Our first tap was a tapered tap. This is the bottoming tap to finish the bottom of the hole. And here we're going to use our cutoff tool to make a groove 0.230 in width, and we're having problems with the hardness of the steel, and we're getting some flexing in the cutter, so we're later on and we'll have to reduce the overhang of our cutter tool. And welcome back. So now we have cut our threaded rod. We've installed the rod in our adapters here, the pins. They're not Loctite yet. The only time we can finish Loctiting is once the rest of the frame is finished. So this is the finished assembly. So this will be able to turn. We'll have a threaded piece, a pin in here, so we can adjust this pin. So this is as far as we can go on these fingers until the frame is done. So now we can start on finishing the frame of the steadyrest, and we'll be going to the milling machine to start on that project, which will be our next video.